Hey everyone, welcome back to Aviation Talk to Airbus A320 Cockpit Preparation Part 2. And in this part, I'm going to show you guys how to set up your FMGS for a flight. Well, everybody in Airbus uses a very known acronym called DIF-IS-FRIP. It stands for Data, Init, Flight Plan, Secondary Flight Plan, Radio Nav, Init B, and Performance. You can also add a last P that we usually call a progress, but this is 100% up to you. We got here a navigation that I prepared for us. It's a flight from Guarulhos Airport all the way to Curitiba here in Brazil. And I also said a thing to make things a little bit more interesting. I've set a performance factor of 1% or a degradation of 1%. And I'm going to show you guys how you set up that on your simulator and also in the real aircraft. That works pretty well. To get in the first page, which is data, you're going to go to data, aircraft status, and there you have it. You're going to verify your engine type. You're going to verify your navigation database if it's correct or not. And you got here the idle factor and a performance factor. So we're going to change that performance factor from 0 to 1. We're going to type ARM, and everything becomes blue. For Airbus, everything that's blue on FMGS is edible, so we can change that value. So slash 1.0, and there we have it. Let's clear the ARM, and everything is back. Great. So D for data, I for init. So we're going to fill all the fields with those triangles, with those orange squares, and everything that's blue, as I said, it's edible. So a good tip for that is start from left to right, upwards to downwards. So you're not going to miss any field. It's something that might happen. So Sierra Bravo Golf Romeo slash Sierra Bravo Charlie Tango. Your tropopause, information you can fly on flight plan. I'm just gonna assume that it's 5,000 feet. Sorry, 50,000 feet. The temperature always according to the METAR or always according to your official weather report. So I'm gonna consider here 13 degrees. Your alternate airport Sierra Bravo Foxtrot Lima according to our flight plan. And obviously, I'm going to show you guys a flight plan. It's ready on the screen, yeah. So our flight going to be Airbus 4400. A cost index. This value is 100% up to your company that you're flying. So there isn't a right or wrong value. A very important thing is that you fill the cost index that is on your flight plan, because if you fill a different value, all your predictions and everything the aircraft is calculating is going to be like 100% wrong. So according to my flight plan, it's 10. That's a very average value. Now our cruise level 380 slash and your top of climb temperature that you also can find this information in your flight plan. There you go. So D I F diff flight plan now. So let's set up departure, runway 10 left. Sorza 1 Alpha departure with Savase transition. Very healthy thing is to always change your FS mode to plan, constrain, and verify if everything here in the flight plan is according with the chart. So just just to show you guys, I'm going to put the chart here on the screen. Let's move a little bit to the left here. Move the chart a little bit to the left. Okay. And we're going to verify this together to make sure that all the constraints and all the fixes they match with the chart, because the chart is the official information that you got to follow. So, okay, and we'll go from your to 5 and 0 below. Okay, everything is there all the way to subsea. So, okay, the chart is correct. Let me get this. Not the chart is correct, but the information you for on your FMGS is correct. Let me put the navigation here again for you guys. Great. So let's now add the airway. I'm gonna press here. Let's fix lateral revision, airways, upper Zulu 85 to Rashid Romeo Alpha X-ray India Tango. Yeah, I struggle a little bit doing that on the keyboard. Sorry, doing that on the mouse. Or the keyboard is much easier. Okay, so now let's set up our arrival procedure. We're gonna be running on 5. It's Uruguay Alpha with data transition. Actually, no, it's soft transition. Okay, let's verify that we don't have any discontinuity on our route and everything is okay. Great. Now, a very healthy thing to do is to check if your ground distance that your aircraft is calculating matches with the ground distance of your flight plan. So we got here in the flight plan 267 and aircraft 257, 10 miles. It's 100% acceptable. So yeah, it means that we fill up everything right. So let's go to the alternate route. It's something that's really important on the Airbus, that you fill all the information. So you do a lot of stuff on the ground to make sure that while flying, you're going to be just focusing on flying the aircraft. So all the very crucial information you're going to fill up on the ground. And it's very important to fill up your full alternate route to make sure the aircraft is going to calculate your fuel required to the flight properly. And all your fuel predictions information is going to be accurate as well. So let's follow the alternate flight plan that I also have for you guys here. Just a second. Okay. So runway gonna be 15. Like shit went out for departure with arm in transition. Then direct. Let's set up here our arrival procedure in Florianopolis. ELS Yankee. And our arrival procedure is going to be Uzvok 1 Alpha arrival. This one here. There you have it. Great. Just accept it. Remove this continuity. And great. So as you guys can see, we got here the whole route all filled out. Great. So diff is secondary flight plan. Copy active. Now let's set our contingency route and our immediate return flight plan to Gregorius in case of an emergency. So we got here runway 10 left. From Amvol, I'm going to set up a straight-in departure. So unveil new destination. Sierra Bravo, Golf Romeo. Great. And after unveil, I'm gonna set up also a fix right straight ahead for a return. And as I said, it depends on your company policy. It doesn't have a right procedure. The contingency and what we also call engine out SID, it's something that your company develops. So you don't have like official one to follow. I'm gonna just set up a straight end departure. I think it's gonna be safer and easier. So I'm gonna add here now a fix called add pan. Add pan. And also a very healthy thing is to set up a hold, because remember, you might be with an engine fire, engine failure, a any sort of failure, smoke. It's very healthy and very recommended to make sure that everything's gonna be set up on the ground. That and since you were airborne, you just press the button, which is the activate secondary, and everything's gonna be good to go. Okay, compute it. I've got a hold. Let's set up here as well a altitude constraint, which I'm gonna be setting the MSA, which is 6,000 feet. Constraint. Great. And now let's configure our arrival procedure for Gorillas in case of a return. ILS Quebec, no star, Lemaine, insert. Let's press again secondary flight plan. Let's go to performance page to set all the performance information. So 1, 2, 3, 4. QNH from 0 to 5. Ground temperature 13 degrees according to the METAR. Wind also according to the METAR or according to the ADAS information. And we gonna set here the minimums for that immediate return, which are 2651. Where is the? There you go. 2651. 2651. Press next page. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do on the ground. We're gonna set up here our go around phase, which will change thrust reduction, acceleration, altitude, and engine out acceleration altitude. It's also something that depends on your airline policy. My airline, we always use 1,000 feet AGL, so 3,500. 500, 3,500. And again, 3,500. Great. So let me get this thing back here again. So data, init, flight plan, secondary flight plan, radio nav. The radio nav part is 100% up to you because, for example, now we're flying a air nav departure. Air nav departure doesn't require any nav aids in our route. So I don't have to necessarily set any VOR, any NMDB here. So, but if you want to set up that, or if your company requires you to do that, it's no problem. But I'm not going to do that. This thing's not necessary. Let's go to init Bravo. So pass init and next page. And now let's fill all the weight information. I'm gonna go ahead here to plugins, TOLUS. Set a little bit of our fuel as well. I'm gonna set up a 5,000 fuel, quick refuel. There you go. And let's use those values here. So zero fuel 58.3, 8.3 slash 29.9. All those values, zero fuel weight, takeoff weight, and etc., they are kind of our expected weight. Our final weight and the final numbers will be available when we got the load sheet. After all the passengers got aboard, all the cargo got aboard, and the flight dispatcher will do all the math, and we give us a document called load sheet. That in this document you're going to verify the real numbers, the real zero fuel weight, real takeoff weight, your CG, and your THS value. So let's like do it in a way that we are considering that we got all the information available here because we are in a simulator. The fuel, 5.6, the fuel I'm currently now in my aircraft. Okay, and we got here our fuel, a takeoff weight, landing weight, trip fuel. That's also something that's really good to check if it's matching with your flight plan. And now we're gonna be setting up the reserve. A very healthy thing is also to put here the real value according to your flight plan is gonna be 0.2. Okay, and you got a 26 minutes extra time. Let's go ahead to performance. Usually we run performance in FlySmart. It will give us the optimum configuration and everything, but here I'm just going to use the tallest feature that works very well for a simulator. So flaps 2 with our THS that we already have here, 0.2 up, 0.2 up. Flax temperature 71 degrees. V speeds 135, 135, 137. Thrust reduction, acceleration, altitude, also something that depends on your company. It's a value that has a range from 400 feet AGL all the way to 1,500 feet AGL. I'm going to consider 400 feet AGL. That's the value that I'm usually using in my company because it's more fuel saving. I use the engine for less time with takeoff power, and you burn less fuel, and your maintenance costs they're also reduced significantly. So 450 GL going to be at 310,000. And your agent acceleration, you're going to find that information in FlySmart. So we've done everything here, and everything gets set up. So in real life, we would ask to the other crew member to check if we done everything correctly. And now we're going to go for the FCU check, which is, and this part is very interesting because both crew members, they do that together. Like, let's go, flight directors, 1025 QNH, ARC, 10, viewer, and constraint, and the captain will do the same thing here on his side. Okay, FCU check. First constraint, according to the chart, would be level 090, as I recall. Let me check here real quick. Yeah, 090. So 090. So heading dash ball, speed dash ball. It means everything is managed. We're gonna perform now the mask check. So set here interphone. Make sure we have some volume, not too loud. You're gonna talk to maintenance personnel. Make sure they're not wearing their headsets, because if we perform the test with they wearing the headsets, we can damage their hearing, because it's a very, very loud noise. Because you're also checking if the microphone system of the mask is working properly. We performed the mask test. Okay, it passed. Let's assume that because we don't have the mask here to check. So we're gonna go through a quick check here on our PFD to make sure everything's correct. So 135, 137 clam nav 1 plus 2, 2,450 QNH 1025. We got here a VOR1, ground speed 0, present position, VOR2, or heading 105. We can pull the compass here, but okay, I'm not. I'm trying to do that, but it's not working. We go to press, make sure the landing elevation is on auto, status, everything is normal, and the pilot monitor, we go here to position monitor and make sure our drift is 0. So folks, pretty long, I know, but it's I think the part on we have most workload is to filling up correctly and doing everything according to the AFCON. Once again, thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video for the next procedures. I'm going to show you the pushback, taxi, single lane taxi, all the way to takeoff. Thank you so much. That's Aviation Talks. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you guys. Thank you.